You're already late. It's 7 a.m., engine's cold, and you hear something that makes your stomach drop. A knock, a grind, something that wasn't there yesterday. You ignore it. 3 weeks later, you're standing in a mechanic's garage staring at a bill for $8,000, and the mechanic is looking at you saying the same thing mechanics say every single day. If you'd caught this 6 months ago, it would have cost you 40 bucks. That's not a horror story. That's a Tuesday, and it's happening to drivers everywhere who think their car is fine because it starts every morning. I'm going to show you 15 maintenance mistakes that silently destroy cars. And I'll tell you right now, number 11 is the one that shocks people the most. Even car guys get this one wrong. Stick around for that. Before we get into it, if you've already had an expensive repair that could have been avoided, drop it in the comments right now. I read every single one. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, ignoring oil changes. Engine oil lubricates hundreds of metal parts spinning at thousands of RPM. When it gets old and breaks down, those parts grind. Friction builds, heat builds, and eventually the engine destroys itself from the inside out. 1 in 4 drivers are running past their service interval right now. An oil change runs $65 to $110. A seized engine, $2,700 to $10,700. One driver kept pushing his back. Just another few hundred miles, he kept saying, until the oil turned to sludge and took the engine bearings with it. Final bill, over $5,000. Check your oil monthly. If it's dark and thick, don't wait. But here's where most people make it worse. It's not just about when you change it, it's about what you use. Zondoliers den le verwand. If you're finding this useful already, hit that like button and subscribe. I drop practical car tips and money-saving guides every week. And if this video saves you from an expensive repair, that 1 second is well worth it. Now let's keep going. Mistake number 2, wrong engine oil. Your engine was built to microscopic tolerances. The engineers who designed it specified an exact viscosity. Use the wrong one, even close to right, and you're generating friction in places the engine can't handle. This happens most when drivers top up between services and grab whatever's on the shelf. Wrong spec oil can void your warranty and cause wear that costs thousands. Your exact spec is on a sticker inside your fuel cap. Use that, nothing else. Mistake number 3, low tire pressure. A tire just 20% under pressure generates more heat, deforms under load, and stresses the sidewall toward a blowout. Underinflated tires are one of the leading causes of highway blowouts. And even without one, you're losing fuel economy, braking performance, and tire life every single mile. 2 minutes with a gauge every 2 weeks. The correct pressure is on a sticker inside your driver's door. Do it before long trips, without fail. Mistake number 4. And this is the one I want you to pay close attention to, because it catches even experienced drivers off guard. Ignoring uneven tire wear. Most people look at the middle of their tread, but the story is on the edges. Inner edge worn faster than the outside, camber problem. Feathering across the tread, tracking issue. Scalloping on the outer edge, that's your suspension telling you something is wrong. Here's why this one is sneaky. If you just replace the tire without fixing the underlying fault, you'll destroy the new tire in the same way, just as fast. Mechanics see this constantly. New tire, same problem, customer back in 6 months, confused about why it's worn again. A tire set costs $400 to $800. Fixing the alignment or suspension fault first costs $110 to $200. The maths are simple. Mistake number 5, skipping wheel alignment. Potholes, curb strikes, just normal driving, they all knock your alignment out gradually. You might not feel it in the steering, but your tires are tracking it exactly. A car just 3 mm out of alignment wears through tires 30% faster, burns more fuel, and in an emergency stop handles unpredictably. Alignment check, $55 to $80. Avoiding a full set of premature tire replacements every year, $400 plus. Book it every 12 months, or anytime you've hit something hard. Mistake number 6, neglecting coolant. Coolant stops your engine freezing in winter and overheating in summer. Old coolant loses both abilities. Worse, it turns corrosive, eating through your cooling system from the inside and causing leaks. Overheating can warp a cylinder head or crack an engine block within minutes of hitting red. Repair $1,100 to $4,000. A coolant flush every 2 to 4 years, under $150. Check the level monthly. It takes 30 seconds. Mistake number 7. Ignoring warning lights. Over 60% of drivers have driven for more than a week with a warning light on, waiting to see if it goes away. It doesn't go away on its own. It either gets fixed or it progresses until the sensor fails, and then there's no warning at all. The oil pressure light is the one that requires immediate action. Pull over and switch off the engine. Every minute you keep driving with that light on is potential engine destruction. Every warning light has a meaning. Look it up the same day. Mistake number 8. Delaying brakes. When pads wear down, a metal indicator squeals against the disc. That's the alarm. Most drivers hear it and keep driving because the car still stops. Here's what's happening while they do. Metal grinding on metal. Every mile carving into the disc itself. Pads alone, $110 to $200 per axle. Wait until the discs are gone, $335 to $670. The delay tripled the bill. And beyond money, worn brakes mean longer stopping distances. In an emergency, the extra feet matter more than the extra dollars. Mistake number 9. Running on empty. Your fuel pump sits inside the tank and uses the fuel itself as coolant and lubricant. Run it near empty consistently, and you're running that pump hot and dry. Sediment also collects at the bottom of tanks over years, and running low draws that straight through your engine and fuel filter. Pump replacement, $270 to $800. Fix. Never drop below a quarter tank. That's the only rule you need. Mistake number 10. Skipping the air filter. Your engine needs a precise air-to-fuel ratio to run efficiently. A clogged filter starves it of air, forces it to work harder, and kills fuel economy by 10 to 15%. In severe cases, it causes misfires. A new filter costs $13 to $35 and takes 10 minutes. Most drivers never change it unless a mechanic catches it at a service. Check yours every 15,000 to 20,000 miles. It's one of the cheapest items on this entire list. Mistake number 11. Transmission fluid. This is the one most people have never even thought about. Your gearbox, automatic or manual, operates in a bath of transmission fluid. That fluid degrades, absorbs moisture, and turns acidic. In an automatic, once it's degraded enough, you get slipping, harsh shifts, delayed response, and eventually the whole thing seizes. The part that gets people is this. Many modern cars are sold as lifetime fill, meaning the fluid never needs changing. That is not true. Most need fresh fluid every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, and most owners have no idea. Dealers love this one. Fluid service, $110 to $200. Transmission rebuild or full replacement, $2,000 to $5,400. Check your handbook. Don't take the dealer's word for it. Mistake number 12. Battery neglect. Batteries last 4 to 6 years. Most drivers wait until the car won't start, usually on the coldest morning of the year, already late. A weak battery also overworks the alternator, and corroded terminals confuse engine management systems into throwing false fault codes. Free battery tests are available at most auto parts stores. Get one every couple of years. Replace it before it fails. The cost of being towed in versus a proactive $150 battery swap isn't close. Mistake number 13. Overloading. Every vehicle has a maximum payload, passengers plus cargo. Exceed it, and you're simultaneously stressing the springs, shock absorbers, wheel bearings, brakes, and tires. Overloaded vehicles stop slower, handle worse, and wear out components 2 to 3 times faster. At highway speed, an overloaded tire blowout is not just expensive, it's dangerous. Your payload limit is in the owner's manual. If you carry heavy loads regularly, get the suspension checked more often. Mistake number 14. Ignoring noises and vibrations. Your car communicates, grinding from the front when cornering, CV joint or wheel bearing. Knocking underneath over bumps, worn bushes or drop links. Steering wheel vibration, balance or tracking. None of these improve on their own. A $110 wheel bearing becomes a seized wheel at highway speed if you leave it long enough. Most drivers turn the radio up. Don't be that driver. Any new noise or vibration that's still there after a day needs a professional look. 100 knots, 1 hoses. Your car's rubber components, the serpentine belt, coolant hoses, and most critically, the timing belt, degrade with age and heat, regardless of mileage. They can look fine on the outside while deteriorating internally. They give almost no warning when they fail. A snapped serpentine belt leaves you stranded. A split coolant hose causes overheating within minutes. But a failed timing belt, that's the reveal. The #1 most expensive maintenance mistake. The one that writes off more engines than anything else on this list. Failing to replace the timing belt. Batteries, the Sickman. The timing belt keeps your crankshaft and camshaft synchronized. Valves and pistons moving in perfect sequence. When the belt snaps, that synchronization is gone in an instant. In an interference engine, the majority of modern cars, the pistons and valves now try to occupy the same space simultaneously. At thousands of RPM, valves bend, pistons crack, the cylinder head is destroyed. In many cases, the engine is a complete write-off. Repair bill, $2,000 to $10,700 or more. The timing belt replacement that would have prevented it, $400 to $800. Most manufacturers say every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, or every 5 to 7 years, whichever comes first. There is no warning, no squeak, no vibration, no light on the dash. It just fails. One moment you're driving normally, the next your engine is scrap. Pull out your service records tonight. If you don't know when your belt was last changed, book it this week, not next month, this week. Then vid $5 valnuampitrunben. Most of them cheaper to fix than a dinner out. None of them requiring a mechanical background, just the habit of paying attention. Here's what I want you to do right now, before you close this video. Pick one thing and check it today. Oil level, tire pressure, service records, one thing. Drop a comment below. Which mistake surprised you the most? Have you ever been handed a repair bill that could have been avoided? Tell me the story. You might just save someone else from going through the same thing. You work hard for your money. Don't let it disappear into an avoidable repair bill. See you in the next one. Drive safe.